For all the dogs.
Bark,
It's
bark.
called For All the Dogs.
That's why I kept roofing. Now I'm the dog man. I was just trying to be on brand. I'm just playing. Man, no, man, I don't even know how to start it to get into it. I feel like we're all going to have different opinions. Maybe. Yes.
How you looking at me like that?
I don't know. All right, I'll go first. Okay,
Right.
It's scary with Drake, man. We make music. We won't get in trouble. I wouldn't be nice.
And he's shooting at everybody saying
Bro,
some bad stuff.
like we're in a pod. I do not want to get in trouble right now. No. But anyway.
But hold up.
What's
We
up?
got to stand on business. Shout out to Drewski. Shout out to Drewski. And shout out
know
to Drake because
yeah,
he did
shout
it on
out
the
to
song. We
Drewski
got to
too.
stand on business.
Yeah, did you hear Drake stole Drisky's song? Did you see it? Drake, I'm playing. I do not want no smoke. But no, I think I'm on the good side this time anyway, so it's okay. I actually really enjoyed this album. And I'm gonna say surprisingly, not in a bad way. We actually both love Drake. But we love Drake so much, like the real artists in us, we be critiquing. You know, I ain't gonna say all my opinions because I won't get in trouble. I really do love Drake.
Stand on business.
But we're not doing it. You gonna do it? You gonna stand
I'll
on business?
stand on business.
No, I'm gonna call you out. Don't play with me. Don't do this. This guy gonna get in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. No, man, I actually thoroughly enjoyed the album. I like it a lot more than I liked CLB. What was out? What was it? What else came out before this? Scorpion. I like it more than Scorpion. And the last one was Her Loss, right? With 21.
Yeah.
And honestly, Nevermind.
Yeah.
Right. Honestly, Nevermind is dope, but it was a different thing to me, like stylistically. So I'm not comparing that to this. Yeah. But man, yeah, when it comes to these type of Drake albums where there's a lot of songs and he's trying to give you just all the sides of Drake, is what I feel like he does recently. I really enjoyed it. Even the one I know a lot of people talk. We might get into the Joe Budden talk in a bit, but I know a lot of that take is like he tries to take a modern sound sometimes, and you can hear it, you know. And we'll get into that talk on why or why not, and if it's good or bad. But I liked those takes from him this time. I enjoyed Daylight. I enjoyed the song with Yeat. I forget the name of it. I think it was like I don't give a fuck. Yeah, GAF. I did. We already love Teezo, so it don't even matter. I don't even look at him.
I'm proud
as
of
a young
Teezo for this.
Me,
off
come
top,
on,
though,
gang.
just
We
'cause
Teezo gang over here.
He sounded so good on this album.
did.
I gotta give it to him.
He did.
Yeah.
But and honestly though, that didn't even count for what I was saying because Teezo don't even sound young. You know, like his style is a mix of. He's old in the brain a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but sonically, I really did like a lot of the different sounds from him this time. Yeah, I don't want to go all day.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it more than I think everyone. I had fun, Drake. So I'll take tickets. No problem coming. I'll come. I did the one show. I'll do it. Come on. But yeah, I had a good time.
I thought it was cool. My gripe with Drake as of the last 3-4 albums.
Oh, you're getting into it.
I mean, I'm gonna just tell her. I'm gonna stand on business.
He's standing on business.
I'm gonna stand on business.
Oh, he's gonna get in trouble.
No.
gonna get
Because
shut down.
it's no hate at all. But I understand what he's trying to do. Drake has been dropping these really, really long form albums, 23, 24 tracks for a while now, and I feel like it comes from a place of like he's one of the bigger artists in the world, right?
Yes.
And he's not really a rap artist; he's a pop artist
Yes,
this point.
He just started as a rapper, right?
Yes,
like,
yes,
to an
yes,
extent.
But he dips and dabbles in so many different genres and types of music that I feel like when he does an album, he kind of takes it upon himself to please everyone in the fan base.
Yes, literally.
You know what I mean? So like
that's why you get that many. Yeah,
exactly. It's R&B songs. You have a song with Bad Bunny that he's rapping in Spanish. You have like it's so many different pockets that he has to get into. My whole thing is, I don't feel like he always needs to do that, but I get it. So I kind of have to grade the album in that sense, like knowing that all right, he's people pleasing with this project. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I thoroughly enjoyed the production on this album. I thought it was one of the better albums produced wise from him in a while.
And that's not even a diss because his beats always fire.
Oh no,
right?
for
But,
sure.
oh
It's
my
Drake.
god, no, these don't stood
honestly,
out to me though.
Even if he sees this and he has an issue, we're always comparing him to himself because
he's that good. Yeah. And he's on top. He's on top.
That's what I'm saying. The track record is so long. It's like
we did it with Jay.
I'm comparing
do it
you
with
exactly.
everyone.
Once you get so deep in the game, you're comparing you to you.
Yeah.
At this point, right? But I love the production on it. Benny X went crazy. Cash Cobain on the record with 21 Savage was crazy.
Oh my God.
So many, all the producers on the album. Shout out to all of them because they all really did their thing.
I'm not even trying to go.
Budgie and Sango. I got to throw that out there.
Yeah,
too,
Sango. Yes.
On Amen.
I'm not even trying to get real hot ticky, but it could be his best produced album. Like it's it's consistently incredible beats throughout the entire album. Like it was one of those times where I don't think I pay attention to that with Drake. Like I'm not listening to Drake for beats, even though the beats are hot. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to Drake for Drake. This time I'm like, God damn. I'm like, this beat crazy. Like it's taking me not out of it, but like I'm paying as much attention as I am to him or the artist on the track. So yeah, the beats are nuts.
Yeah, I enjoyed a lot of the records on it. Again, it's with 24 songs. You're not gonna like everything, obviously, right?
I look you, right. but that be, you know me. I feel like that depends. I'm an album person. I feel like you're not someone that's like I want to listen to an album. I will.
It all depends on how the album is put together as well, though, because I feel like I don't know if this album was concept driven because there's pieces in the album that will make you think that, right? Because like
you spitting right now.
Like Snoop Dogg pieces
yes.
That comes in again later.
Even
too,
the girl segment. Talking in the, and that's not dog based right with the theme, but it is in the. I feel like there's a narrative, but I see where you're saying he could have.
He could have.
Don't feel like it's not too.
Into that.
You're funny. Okay, don't bar him up.
Yeah, I mean, but no. He, you know, like you said, about albums, I feel like it all depends how you put it together.
Yeah.
As of late, with him doing these long albums, it kind of does feel like he's just, all right, we made a lot of songs. Maybe this is cohesive, but I got to throw this
on in there
because it got to please this fan base, and then I got to throw that one on there because, you know, I need my this record. And
And it's the Drake effect, yo. Like, he's not bad at making music. He rarely, if ever, makes a bad song. Like, sounding. It always sounds good, right? So with that, he can, in his mind, it's like, I'm throwing it in there because it's hot. It's like it's still
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's why I think Drake is still
exactly
a MVP game for somebody else.
There we go.
You know what I mean? So what are you doing? But yeah, I don't want to keep going. But Elliott, what you think, bro? Have you heard the full thing?
Listen, man, I'm on here with these experts, man. Look, back in the day, I used to have a YouTube channel where I used to like break down albums and like a variety of different things. So, but I've been kind of distant from music, at least newer music in the last few years. Like I rock with, you know, K-Dot and J. Cole. Those, like, whenever they drop, I'm listening. And Drake. I'm a big Drake fan. So, for context, I haven't fully dove into the album like you guys are getting into, which I love this conversation here because it just brings me back to when I used to like analyze, as I do films and TV, I used to analyze that for music. From what I'm hearing so far, from what I heard so far, I should say, it sounds like the Drake that we've been used to in the last few years, like you just mentioned. And to kind of bring it back to my, you know, to the Marvel conversation, Drake to me is very much like a Marvel, pleasing everyone and not, you know, sometimes it's quantity over quality. And I feel like from what I've heard so far of this album, that's where it's kind of just like, you know, checking off a box, checking off a certain demographic, hitting the streaming numbers, you know, getting this number one pop angle to it all, and being that, you know, fall season, having people playing in the car type of vibes versus like actually sitting down, and not to bring in the Joe Budden of it all. I've seen some of the telling in the conversation of where Budden was coming from, and I think I'm kind of in that same wavelength where I'm like, I'm ready to hear adult Drake, right? You know, of course and I think this album too is very much stems on where he's at right now, especially coming off the tour. This feels like very much like, let's get into the energy. Let's take that energy from the tour and put it in the album. Have
you
fun.
Feel it.
Yeah. So it kind of feels like it's all over the place at points. But again, when I actually sit down and dissect it and pull it apart, I know for right now, I mentioned my J. Cole of it all. That song to me, it was a first person shooter. I'm sorry, Drake, and not to bring the button in again, but man, my man Cole assassinated him. But anyway,
sorry, real quick, just to that point, I think Drake knew that. Sometimes, you know, artist wise, we've heard songs where somebody goes so crazy on the song, the artist song, the person who it is, don't come again. I feel like Drake switched. You know, they talked about that on Joe Budden. They were like, he had to switch the beat. I know it's all jokes, but I genuinely think Drake was like, all right, bro, you body. Let me. Yeah, that's smart. I think I took that out. Honestly, it's a smart move instead of being like him trying to. Because J. Cole, his run is one of the greatest runs of all time. Do we have to? I feel like I didn't want to cut you off, but like you sparked the J. Cole part. He's on a historical run right now.
His feature run has to be. We got to give him that. Give him the.
Him and Wayne, it's like they're. Wayne got it because this is almost like a second or third maybe run. Yeah. Right? That's crazy. Right. But Cole's is literally nonstop 10s out of 10s for the past like 3 years. Yeah. Like, it's kind of weird.
And even flexing up this is coming off the recipe with Yachty and then into this crazy.
And like connecting the songs to each other. Like, what are you Marvel? Like, what are you doing? It's like he has a unibrow. I don't get it. You know, anyway, back to your point. We had it. Yeah. Cole.
No, I mean, and but no, I think, like I said, I like what I hear so far. It's not my favorite thus far. Again, not having heard the complete album, but I'm vibing with it. I don't know if it is going to be one of those Drake's albums, and I'm just going to, you know, because I like to listen to albums, especially when I'm like driving, when I'm doing like my 9 to 5. I love to put on like not just like let me listen to this song to get in the mindset, like let me listen to an album and like put me in a mindset. So I don't know if I'm at that level yet, but you know, it's Drake, and apparently this might be the last of Drake for a couple of years. Apparently, he wants to take some time. Artists say that all the time. You know, he'll be out with something next year. We'll see. But no, I think if this is something that's we're gonna be sitting with a couple of years, because I think from 2021 it's like album.
It's like 5, right? Four maybe.
Yeah. No breaks. His foot's been on the pedal, which I respect that. But if this is to be something that we're gonna have to sit with for a while, I don't know if this is the album I want to sit with without hearing Drake for a while. But again, I'm excited to kind of dive deeper into it over the next few days and really kind of see sonically, lyrically, concept wise where he was coming from. But yeah, I'm a Drake fan, and it filled the cup for the most part for me so far from what I've heard.
Yeah. Feel that. Do you want to talk about the Joe thing real quick? Yeah.
We can touch on it.
I thought it was an interesting conversation. Okay, I'm bringing it up because when me and you talked about it, low key, yeah, Joe. You know how Joe get a little disrespectful. Yeah. Like, he don't care.
But
it's
also
Joe.
too, like, all right, because that full episode, dropped today.
Okay.
So like, I feel like that clip was surfing it around because I know it was a Patreon thing,
and you can see it's edited too. They chop it. They chop it a few times in there.
Within the full context of his conversation about that, it was a lot more praise than you would assume.
It was
because he's a Drake fan. You know, what I mean?
He normally does praise Drake. He also when he gives criticism though, he does go in though. That's the thing. And I feel like for Drake, he's like, I don't. You know, like, I'm an artist, bro. Like, I don't need to see you talk high about me. Just playing devil's advocate, because I agree with you. I don't need to see you talk high about me every day. If I see you say something and you said it and it's crazy, that's how I feel like he took it, right? And that's why he went so OD with the oh my, the first thing you are, what is this? This is from a failed. It starts like that, and you read it like it's a Jake, like it's a parrot, like it's a novel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, I feel like
that's been in his drafts for a minute.
There we go. He's been wanting to get at him again for recently, right? Because you know they're weird. They patch it up, and they've been friends.
And I feel like it's other things there.
It's deeper stuff with them, and that's okay. We can take that outside of it, but the actual conversation topic I think is interesting because technically they're both correct. Like Joe Budden can be right on the thing that we're talking about, where it's like you actually pointed to the growth, and I'm not even going to say growth because I don't even want Drake to come at me. I love all the Drakes. I like the album a lot, probably more than most, but still, there's nothing new. There is nothing. Joe Budden had a point in this thing where he was like, I like the Drake that it was innovative. Like, I would listen to him to see what something new would be. And even though he had his own sound, his own thing, he was still, there was the first time that he made Find Your Love. There was the first time he did Just So Long We're Going Home. There was the first time he made, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of those records.
Exactly.
You
like,
list
and they're on different albums. They're on different albums. So it's like, I get what he's trying to say. And with you're even like, you don't have to please everybody, because you're the biggest in the world. Like you can keep you up there. We got no problem with it. It's still hot every time. But
not to cut you off, but I look at it from like a Kanye perspective, right?
Okay.
For a long time, none of his albums sounded the same.
Yes,
it was like right, and completely not switched, that everybody can't do that, obviously. But I understand. Like I just look at somebody at the very, very top of everything, right? You have the power to control the narrative. You're the king. The way things are. Like people eat, like again, we're saying like a lot of the stuff from this album, it was a lot of the same that we've gotten before. Like if Drake wanted to go completely right and do a full rap album over all the Griselda beats, nobody would bat an eye.
Then why did you say that out loud?
Because you control, like, it's like, yo,
oh my God.
If he wanted to do that, he could do that and change everything.
Right. And it's funny because you already know that he thinks about stuff like that because he made Honestly Ever Mine.
And it's
all dance. It's not dance, but it's all a certain sound. Yeah. So he know he's thinking about it.
Right. But again, like you know, the pleasing everybody. That's kind of part of the album. I don't know why that's like every album. That's what I have to do, but it seems like that's kind of what he does.
It just keeps him there. True. It's like it's his fountain of youth. I have no issue with it if it's high.
And he's not the only one that ever done that.
Exactly,
I hate that he is the brunt of it because he's number one right now.
Great point.
But he's not the first. Like Hov did that. Kanye did that. Anybody
Future
that
does it all the time. We don't, bro.
Future
is older than Drake and talks about the same stuff. We like it. There is not one issue with that. So I do think it's kind of hard. Maybe just because Drake's the number one. That we're like, we nitpick whoever is the number one. We nitpicked. I'm not saying Eminem was the greatest of all time. I'm saying when Eminem was huge, we picked him until now we look at him as corny. You know what I'm saying? He's still one of the greatest that ever existed. It's just like we do that when you're at a certain thing, I think. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I guess it comes with it, but I just think it's interesting that even though that is true, Joe does have a little personal thing with Drake. And I think what Drake said about Joe
might have touched a nerve.
Yeah. It's technically true. It's just he said it so is disrespect here. I want you to feel disrespected.
It's a way to deliver that.
There you go.
In a better way.
Because it's true. I mean, he had a second career and it was a good thing for him, and that's what stands. But all of it is coming from a place where it's like, I didn't want to do what you're doing. I didn't want to keep pleasing people. I wanted to not. So because of that, it ain't work for me. So you kind of can't be mad at it's interesting. You know what I mean? Yeah. On both sides. And I just kind of wish they both could take the criticism. Like, I feel like, for one, if Drake took criticism, it would like that Griselda I did, that was so light of you. Like, you just said that like a drop of a hat. Like, it just popped out. He could do a billion versions of things.
8 a.m. in Charlotte.
He
showed you that he can do that.
Over and somebody said, I think it was Ish, shout out Ish on Twitter. I think he said Drake doesn't miss on his AM Jones. Has he? Is there one AM? I'm not saying you can remember all. I don't remember all of them. Any of the timestamp songs, they're all good, though. There's not one of them where like, this is okay. No, they're all good, though. So I'm just like, nah, bro. If he wanted to make a whole little dance track, like a little R&B album, like an actual, not Scorpion, where it's all over, like an actual R&B album, he can easily do it. So it's just like, damn. It's okay. I still love the album, though, Drake. Don't kill me. That's it. I just thought it was an interesting topic.
I thought it was.
I did. Yeah. Because Joe might be the only person that's going to get real with Drake. Because he don't care. Like, who is Joe to Drake? You know what I mean? He don't care. So the fact that because I ain't going to dig like that. I ain't going to never. My God. He got money. I got no money. That's crazy. But no, I thought that was actually really interesting. I almost wish they'd gotten a pod together. I think I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
I would be excited for it like we're going to see a movie. No joke. I would love to see that conversation.
I hope they can figure something out because I feel like that's the conversation I feel like Drake should have.
You saw this coming. It ain't gonna work now.
I get it, but like I said, that was a clip from a full conversation, right? Right. We all content creators. You can't judge a clip of a full conversation. I know, obviously,
right? I hear you.
Like again, it felt like that was coming from a different place, but I'm just saying, like, it's hard to judge. I don't know, just that small clip of a full conversation because you're missing things. Right. It's not nuanced enough.
That is true.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I would love to see that. I don't know if we ever see that,
Never.
But that would
might be old man.
You know what I mean? To see him actually get challenged by somebody to talk about the music and actually be honest. Because when the last time he actually talked about music in an interview? It's been a minute. The Elliott Wilson interview might have been the last one.
That was the last time, and to be honest, even more, the last thing on Joe. Joe is a fan of Drake. Like you said, he is. So I feel like that interview would be fucking incredible. Like, it would be amazing, actually. Like, I would love to see that. Please, Drake. For the people.
For the culture. You know what
Please, man. We want to, again, like you said about behind the scenes, we love hearing about just the minds of these people that we fans of. So that'd be really dope.
Is it real or is it me? What do I feel? Is it a mood or attitude that gives a sell? Is it a choice of what you want or what you feel?